Okie dokie guys, welcome back to Cook with Jack. My name is Jack and as always we're working with the incredible Bite Back 2030 team. How are you doing guys? Welcome back. I hope you've had a great weekend. It's lovely to see you back here. And of course as always I hope you're getting hungry because we're about to start cooking. Today on the menu we have the most incredible succulent chicken goujons. Yes, this week is all about healthy takeaways or healthy fakeaways. And we're going to start off with lovely chicken goujons. They're going to be breaded, fried. We're going to make a salsa. They're going to be served in a bun as well. So it's kind of like big chicken nuggets in a bun or a chicken sandwich or even a chicken burger. That is what we're making for lunch today. It's going to take us about 30 minutes, no longer, I promise. But before we start cooking, as always, what I'm going to do is welcome those of you who are new to Cook with Jack. Hello. And then I'm going to give you 2 minutes to get all your equipment, all your ingredients ready and get nice and organised and clean as well. So, Cook with Jack, for those of you who are new, a big hello, a big welcome. This is all about making simple, affordable, healthy and really importantly, tasty lunches every single school day. And we do that in a really simple way. So there's 2 steps to making this work. First, there's a shopping list, a weekly shopping list that's capped at £15. It's only got kind of simple, affordable ingredients in there that you should be able to get at your local supermarket. And that shopping list gives you everything that you need for 5 lunches, usually serving 2 to 4 people, as well as some snacks and some desserts along the way. So that's step 1, a weekly shopping list. I went shopping yesterday, I bought mine, and here's an example of this week's one. So we've got loads of stuff. We've got our milk, our flour, our noodles, some cheese, beautiful soy sauce, and then loads of veg and fruit as well, like cucumber and peppers and onions, tomatoes, apples, carrots, bananas, lettuce, kiwis. There's so many things that we can get in our affordable shopping list, and then we turn that into 5 lunches and some snacks and desserts as well. And that's what step 2 is about. Step 2 is Cook with Jack. Every day, I'll be cooking a different lunch from scratch using only the ingredients from that one single shopping list. Every Monday to Friday, a different lunch, and it's always going to be simple, always going to be healthy, and always going to be super, super tasty as well. So already we've conquered some real classics over the last few weeks. We've done things like quesadillas, scrambled eggs, baked potatoes, pizzas, spaghetti meatballs, loads of classic dishes. And this week is all about healthy fakeaways. Healthy fakeaways, delicious. Do you love a cheeky takeaway at home? I certainly do. Why I love to cook them at home even more is because we can make them healthier. We can make them cheaper for sure. And also you can make them how you like them. Because at Cook with Jack, you are the chefs, you are in charge, and you make the decisions about how you want your food to be every lunchtime. So how these cook-alongs work is they are literally that. They are a cook-along. I go at a nice slow pace so that we can all cook together and I can help you along the way, giving you all the tips and all the tricks that I know as a chef. So, I hope that gives you a taste of what Cook with Jack is all about. All the information you need for this week's shopping list and recipe will be on the Bite Back 2030 website or social media channels. Without further ado, guys, let's get cooking. So, if you're new to this series, before we even pick up a knife or turn the heat on, we get all our ingredients and all our equipment ready to go, as well as getting on an apron and washing our hands for a good 30 seconds. That keeps us organised and clean and effective and efficient in the kitchen. So I'm going to put up the holding cards that gives you everything you need to cook these lovely chicken goujons along with me. And I'll give you 2 minutes to get them all together, as well as washing your hands for 30 seconds. No rushing that step, guys. Here we go. There we are, there's our ingredients and our equipment. Whilst you're getting ready, I'm going to do the same too. So what do we have today? We have 2 tablespoons of self-raising flour. If you don't have self-raising, regular will be fine. And we've got a large pinch of smoked paprika, yes. A single skinless chicken breast, about 150 grams. Some olive oil. If you don't have olive oil, another oil will be fine. And then we've got 2 tomatoes, quarter of a cucumber, a tin of sweet corn, 2 soft wholemeal rolls, and 2 teaspoons of Greek-style yogurt. The equipment is there on the right as well. You'll notice I put 2 chopping boards. That's only if possible. We're going to be cutting some chicken today, so the best thing to do is to have 2 separate chopping boards, but if you don't, one will be fine, and we'll give it a wash when we're done with the chicken. Once you've got everything, guys, give your hands a good 30-second wash, and then we'll start. We're going to start in 1 minute. All right, the last thing to do, guys, is to get on an apron. Find yourself an apron, get it on to keep your clothes nice and clean. We'll start in 30 seconds. Okay, that's it. I'm going to take the screen down, but I'm going to be working in a slow manner so you can cook along with me. If you haven't quite got everything, I'll remind you of what we'll need as we go along. Let's take this down. So, excellent. Guys, it's super important. I know I've said it before. It's so important to get all your ingredients ready, all your equipment ready, wash those hands, get on an apron. By the way, do you like it? Brand new apron, Bite Back 2030. Excellent. And also to get hold of a bowl like this, I call this a bin bowl. It's where you're going to put all your rubbish as you cook. If all your rubbish is in here, it's not out there, and so you'll be nice and clean and organised as you cook. All the pro chefs do that, and it's a really important thing to do at home as well. So, do we have all of our ingredients? Here we go. I do. So we've got our flour, our yogurt, our sweet corn. I've got some tomatoes and some cucumber, 2 wholemeal rolls, of course some paprika and some oil as well. Finally, on a separate plate, I've got my chicken breast. Now when it comes to the chicken breast, you would have been asked to buy 2. So one can go in the fridge, tightly sealed. The other we're going to use today. The one you're putting in the fridge, we're going to use later on in the week for a kebab. Okay? Oh yes, kebabs. There's so many incredible recipes that we're making this week. Lovely fakeaways that, as I say, are cheaper, healthier, and made by you, so you decide what's going in them. I'm talking burgers, kebabs, stir fries, savoury pancakes, so many delicious things that we're going to cook today. And by the end of this week, we're going to have picked up so many different skills and tricks to make you a proper, confident home cook. So guys, are you ready? Are you ready to make our lunch? It's going to take us about 25 minutes. We're going to make the most incredible chicken goujons. And there are 5 steps. Let me walk you through them. Step 1 is we're going to make like the coating for the chicken. Bit of flour, paprika, things like that. Step 2, we'll cut our chicken breast and coat the breast in that lovely coating. Step 3, what are we going to do? Step 3 is we're going to start cooking our chicken. And in the meantime, step 4, we're going to make a lovely salsa. Really refreshing, a little bit sweet. Sweet corn, cucumber, tomatoes, delicious, packed full of veg. Step 5 is we'll toast the buns and bring it all together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. that's our journey. Let's start with step 1. So what do we need? We need a bowl like this, and then we need our flour. We need paprika and a bit of salt and pepper. Flour, paprika, bit of salt and pepper. So with the flour, guys, what we need is 2 tablespoons of flour into your bowl, just here. So guys, if you're new to this, all you need to do is cook along with me. I'm going to do so in a nice, slow fashion so we can all work together, make our lunch together, and get there at the same pace. 2 tablespoons. There we go. That should do. Then we're going to need a big pinch of smoked paprika. Okay, so a big pinch, that is too much. Put some back. Big pinch is kind of, use your 3 or 4 fingers like that to pinch it in. There we go, take a bit more. Paprika is a lovely, lovely spice. It's one of my favourites. It's a great one to have in your cupboard, which you now do. It does so many things at the same time. It's smoky, it's a little bit sweet. It's also got a slight heat or warmth to it. So it's a fantastic spice that gives you so many different elements of flavour. I love it. Now, finally into here is a bit of salt, just a tiny bit. And a dash of pepper too. There we go. And with your spoon, just give it a stir. Like that. Step 1 is done. And this is the coating to our chicken. So what is this doing? It's going to give us crispiness when we fry it because the flour will get all nice and crispy. And it's going to give us flavour all over the chicken. Because of the salt, the pepper and the paprika, that's going to coat all our chicken and make it a little bit sweeter, a little bit warmer, a little bit smokier too. Delicious. Step 1. It's done. Wasn't so hard, was it? Fantastic. Guys, I hope you're enjoying the Cook with Jack series. I hope you love to cook at home. If you don't, I hope you can help you. I hope I can help you out. This is all about cooking together and trying to enjoy it and keep it nice and simple. So step 1 is done. Step 2 is our chicken breast. So if you've got a second board, use one of those boards. I've got one just here. There we go. In fact, I'll get rid of this one for now. We'll use this one just here. There we go. And what we're going to do is take our chicken breast and cut it. Now, obviously, chicken is something you don't want to handle or you don't want to eat raw. So we need to be really careful about how we use the chicken, be mindful of what it touches, and make sure that anything it touches as it's raw is cleaned when we're done. So step 2, we're going to finely slice the chicken and add it to our flour. Take your chicken, guys. I'm going to have my left hand touching my chicken and my right hand being clear of chicken so I can do other things if I need. Find yourself a knife. Now, you may like a bigger knife like this or a smaller knife like this. I don't mind which knife you use, but there's a few things that are important. First of all, that you feel comfortable with the knife that you're holding. Secondly, that there's an adult in the room supervising you as you cut. And thirdly, that you feel comfortable just asking the adult to help you out if you're not feeling confident or safe. Because we want to be nice and safe, nice and secure with our knife skills. It is sharp, so it can be dangerous. Now, with the chicken, we're just going to make little strips like this. So hold the chicken in place, make a cut, and we get a lovely, beautiful chicken Goujon strip like this. There we go. Beautiful. So team, chefs at home, cut along with me, make your strips, and just cut along the whole chicken breast. There we go. Fantastic. Now, you'll see as I'm holding my chicken breast here, do you see how my fingertips aren't flat? They're raised up when I chop. If your fingertips are flat, they are at a little bit more risk. So raise your knuckles up like this to protect them. There we go. There we go. One more. And there we go. Fantastic. So what have I got? I've got my lovely strips of chicken just here. I've got a knife and a board that need a wash and a hand that at the moment hasn't touched any chicken. What we're going to do to finish off step 2 is take our chicken breast and add them to our bowl of flour, like that. And guys, give it a little mix, like this. What we want is all of the strips of chicken to be coated in our paprika flour, okay? So nice and carefully, give them a little mix. And let me show you what this should look like. Here we go, here's a beauty. Nicely coated in the flour, like that. And if you have any bits of chicken that are a bit exposed and haven't been coated in the flour, just continue to mix it until they're all completely coated. There we go. Fantastic, I'm done. This bowl of chicken can go to the side. And now a really important step. We're going to wash the board, we're going to wash the knife, and we're going to wash our hands. So I'm going to do that just off screen. You need to do the same. If you have a second board, then this board can go in the sink if you're going to wash it up later, or in the dishwasher. But if it's your only board, wash it really thoroughly, as with your knife, then your hands. I'll see you back here in a moment. Make sure you wash everything really thoroughly, guys. My hands, my knife, and I will wash my board later because I have a second board just here. There we go. Okie dokie guys, how are we doing at home? Are you cooking along with me? If you are, that's fantastic news. Step 2 is done, which means we can move on to step 3 and also 4 at the same time. Step 3 is cooking the chicken. Step 4 is to make a wonderful salsa. But before we move on, we always do this between steps, is make sure we're nice and clean and organised. I've spilt some flour over here, so that's going to be cleaned away. A few things can go in my bin bowl. There we go. Okay, we're back. Step 3, we're going to cook the chicken and we're going to make a lovely salsa. So guys, what you need is a pan like this one, and we're going to put it onto a medium heat. Medium heat is all you need. You don't need to go any stronger. Medium heat. So you put your pan onto a medium heat, and we'll give it 1 minute to come up to the boil. 1 minute, up to boil. 1 minute to come up to heat. In the meantime, we can start our salsa. Now, when it comes to hot pans, or when it comes to turning heats on, guys, same with the knife. Always take care, never rush it, and if you need some help, ask an adult. You should always be working with the supervision of an adult, and if they're lucky, you can give them the second portion of this lovely lunch. I forgot to mention at the beginning, guys, this lunch is for 2 people. So 2 portions we're making today. Who are you going to give your second portion to? Now, step 3 is the chicken, and we're going to let this heat up before we put the chicken in. So we can kind of move on to step 4, which is to make our lovely salsa. For the salsa, we need a cucumber, a quarter of a cucumber, we need 2 tomatoes, and we're going to use half a tin of sweet corn. Half a tin of sweet corn. The other tin we're going to use, the other half of the tin we're going to use on Friday. Okay, so we just need half a tin for today. But let's start with our cucumber, shall we? Whilst this warms up. So, with the cucumber, what I'd like is for you to chop it in half. But can you see how the cucumber is wobbling and rolling about? Whenever a cucumber or any ingredient is wobbling, it's not safe. So you need to take a lot of care when you chop it. And you should always use the bridge technique. It's really simple. All you do is you take your thumb and forefinger and you pinch the ingredient like that. And what that gives you is a bridge. And the bridge comes really handy because it locks the ingredient in place, and the knife can just go underneath it, over the ingredient, and you can chop it in half. That gives you 2 halves. Now we're going to do the same again, guys, with one half. You can turn it over so it's flat. You can use your bridge and chop it into a quarter. And guys, do the same again with your other half. It's a half. It's now a quarter. Okay, now what we're going to do is take 2/4 of your cucumber, lock them down, don't have flat fingertips, raise up your knuckles, and very slowly chop. Very slowly, guys. Whenever we're working with a knife, there's never a rush. We always just take care, take time, and relax. As I say, guys, always chop with the supervision of an adult, and if you don't feel comfortable, just ask an adult to help you out. Half of my cucumber is chopped. I'm going to move it just out the way. There we go. Whilst I chop the other half. Nice and slowly, and remember, no flat fingertips. Raise up your knuckles so your fingertips are nice and protected. There we go. Okay. Now, how fine is your cucumber chopped, guys? Is it quite small? Is it a bit chunkier? It's up to you how fine you'd like your cucumber to be chopped. You are the boss, you are the chef, you are in charge. This is your lunch at the end of the day. But I'm gonna give you a nice tip if you want your cucumber to be finer. At the moment, it's quite chunky. So what I'm gonna do is what we call the rock chop. Nope. What I'm gonna do is what we call the cross chop. The cross chop is one of the best chops in the world because it's so simple and it perfects any chop before it. All you need to do is very carefully take the point of your knife and put it next to your ingredients. Then with a flat hand, not pinched, flat hand, hold the point of the knife down whilst the handle chops, like that. It's nice and safe and it's really, really effective at making a nice fine dice. Chefs at home, this is called the cross chop. It's a super important technique for you to use at home to make yourself a little wizard in the kitchen. There we go. Look at that. There we go. Now guys, do this chop with the other half of your cucumber if you like. Or what I'm doing is I've got half my cucumber really finely chopped. Look at that. Oh yes. There we go. And the other half is more chunky. Chefs, all of your cucumber into your bowl, your other bowl, a mixing bowl now. We're about to move on to the tomatoes, but before we do, let's go back to our chicken, okay? So the chicken pan is on a medium heat. It should be hot by now, so take a lot of care. We're gonna add a bit of oil, a teaspoon of oil to the pan, and then we'll start frying our chicken. Teaspoon of oil. In we go. And then guys, add your chicken in. You can use tongs if you like, or very carefully ask an adult to gently layer the chicken into the pan. And we're going to start frying these for about 5 minutes, okay? Go. There we go. There we go. This bowl, it needs to be put in the sink or in the dishwasher straight away because it has raw chicken on it. And as you've just been handling raw chicken, or if you have, give your hands another wash. Okay. Guys, we are getting there, okay? Our chicken is breaded and it's frying. Have a look at those beauties. Give the pan a little tip if you need to, just to make sure that they've all got a little bit of oil, okay? And they're all frying in that oil just a little bit. What else is going on? Our salsa is halfway done. Our cucumber is chopped. We now need to add our tomatoes. Then we'll add our sweet corn. Our salsa will be done. Our chicken should be cooked by then. and we'll just serve it all up. So we're about 5 to maximum 10 minutes away from eating our lovely lunch. So, to the tomatoes. What do we have here? We've got a wobbly ingredient. You know what to do. Create your bridge like this, and then do the same with those halves so that you get a quarter, okay? And with the quarter, we're just going to take out the seeds. All you need to do is put your thumb under the seeds, and they should come out. There we go. And you'll be left with just the flesh. Chefs, you have 2 tomatoes, so quarter both your tomatoes in the same way, like that. And take out the flesh from each, okay? And in the meanwhile, have a look. Keep an eye on your chicken. We don't want it to burn. We want to turn it over at some point. And if you're working in pairs, this is the perfect recipe because one of you can be looking after the chicken, making sure it's not burning, making sure it's getting all the love it needs, whilst the other can be preparing the lovely salsa. By the way, that's chicken and the paprika. It's smelling delicious already. There we go. Nearly there on my tomatoes. That's it. I now have 8 segments of tomatoes that are just the flesh and not the seeds. And what we're going to do, guys, is just very carefully chop them into strips, okay? Tomatoes, they're full of water, so they can be slippery. So just take care, as always, and let's chop these into strips. There we go. Just gonna finish these ones. There we are. What I've got is lovely little strips of of tomatoes, like that. But now there's something on my mind, it's the chicken. I'm gonna turn my attention to the chicken. So, get yourself a pair of tongs, guys, and give it a flip. Look at that. It is golden, it is fried, it's nice and crispy. So we'll give it a nice little flip. If yours don't look like that, if they look paler, then by all means, keep them on that side and flip them when they have more colour. Yeah. But if yours look crispy, if they look golden, then you can give them a good old flip. There we go. Okay, we're nearly there with that salsa. All I'm going to do now with these tomatoes is turn around the strips and chop them again so they go into nice cubes. Really simple, as always, guys. Just take your time with that knife. And that gives me wonderful little cubes like this. There we go. And these are going to go into your bowl. There we go. And do the same again with the other half of your tomatoes. There we go. Lovely. Now, finally, what am I going to do is I'm going to add the sweet corn. The sweet corn will come in a tin. These are lovely and sweet, but the tin is really sharp as a knife. So ask an adult to open the tin for you. And we're going to use half, okay? Half of the tin. So you can take yourself a spoon and just measure it by eye, if you like, the sweet corn, half of it, into this bowl here. There we go, that's lovely. And now, guys, I'm going to give this a good old stir. There we go. Look how good this is starting to look. Oh yes, that is a proper, healthy, delicious salsa. Now, the chicken, let me have a look. Oh, it's starting to get nice and golden, like this one. Oh yes, have a look at this. Golden brown, that's what I'm looking for. Now let's see if these chicken pieces are cooked. You can turn them now and again to make sure nothing's burning. And what you need to do is to make sure they're cooked, okay? So they need to be completely clear on the inside. We'll have a look in a minute. They need to be completely white on the inside. We'll have a look. But for now, just make sure they're coloured and crispy all the way around the outside. And then we'll take them onto a plate like this. There we go. Oh yes. Fantastic. That's it. Ooh. There we go. Lovely stuff. Now this pan is going to go into the sink. Oh, actually no. We'll leave it just here for a minute because we can get another good use from it. And this is our chicken, guys. Look at that. Nice and crispy, beautifully coated with our lovely flour and paprika. They're going to taste incredible, okay? So what you can do, guys, is with a clean knife, take a piece of chicken and we're going to chop it in half. Is it white all the way through? If so, it's ready, okay? If it's not, then they need to go back into the pan. You need to make sure your chicken is thoroughly cooked. But if they're done, then we can move on. As always, I'm going to give myself a little wash down. That's it. And now, guys, we're moving on to step 5. So we are 2 minutes away from actually eating our lunch. Step 5, we're going to toast the buns and bring this all together. So what you can do is get yourself a little piece of tea towel, if you like. Just clean this pan slightly. There we go, be careful. The pan is off the heat, totally off the heat. And we'll take our buns, use the bridge to chop them in half. And we can just use the residual heat from this pan to slightly toast those buns. Just slightly toast them and get them nice and crispy, and they're going to soak up some of those chicken juices as well. Delicious. Okay, whilst we're waiting on that to happen, guys, give yourself a little clear down. We don't want to leave any mess anywhere, and then we're going to serve up, finally, our first delicious, healthy takeaway of the week. And we've got loads of good stuff in this lovely chicken burger or chicken goujons. Chicken breast. It's high in protein, which keeps you nice and strong. It's also lean, so it doesn't have much fat in it, which is a good thing. We've got loads of veg today. We've got sweet corn, we've got cucumber and tomato. And as you know, it's really important to be eating 5 portions of fruit and veg a day. So we've got loads packed in here as well. We're also using wholemeal bread, and wholemeal carbohydrates are a great thing to introduce to your diet because they have more fiber, which is great for your digestion. And they also just taste better as well. So, if you have just a little bit of colour on your bun, we're ready to go. You can take your 2 plates for lunch. We're going to put the bun just on the bottom there, and then divide the chicken equally. There we go. Have you decided at home who's going to get the second portion of your lovely lunch? Oh yes, there we go, there's 1. There's 2. Fantastic. Next, guys, we'll get a little bit of salsa and just dip it. Just add it on top very carefully. You're not going to get all of it into your burger, so we'll put some on the side. There we go. We're going to get a bit of yogurt, remember that? We'll just add a few teaspoons on top. There we go. 1 teaspoon per burger. Look at that. And then finally, guys, take your bun, place it on top. Place your bun, place it on top. And the rest of the salsa you can serve on each plate as a little side salad or side salsa. Delish. There we go. Put that just here for now. And there we have it, team. Look at this. This is our incredible chicken Goujons sandwich or burger with our lovely yogurts, our salsa, our wholemeal buns, our paprika packed chicken fillets. This is a delicious way to start the week. I really hope you enjoyed it. And guys, that was pretty simple, wasn't it? Cooking doesn't have to be too complicated. It can be nice and straightforward. Most importantly, I really hope you have fun whilst you cook along with me. I certainly do. And we have a nice, lovely, incredible, healthy, tasty lunch at the end of it. When I've done cooking, the last thing I want to do is keep nattering away to you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sign out after I've said one or two things. So as always, guys, big good luck with this at home. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you enjoy your lunch. Tag us on hashtag #CookWithJack or at BiteBack2030. I love to see all your creations at home. I really, really do. And tell all your friends and family about Cook with Jack, because I want as many people cooking healthy, affordable, simple and tasty lunches every Monday to Friday. Okay, now tomorrow, what are we doing tomorrow? We are going to make incredible stir fry. Yes, you heard, we're making a delicious, fantastic stir fry tomorrow. It's going to be incredible. It's a great thing to know how to make a stir fry. But for now, we don't need to worry about tomorrow's lunch. You need to enjoy your own. Have an incredible lunch. Have an incredible day. I'll see you the same place, same time tomorrow. Thanks, guys. This one's for someone else, I promise. Bye-bye.